Welcome back on the AM show. And of course, we're getting into that first big story. We're talking about your SIM cards. Now, do you know how many of them have been linked to your Ghana card? Or maybe, put differently, do you know how many different SIM cards have been linked to your single Ghana card? That is the big question. Now, we've had cause to elaborate on this because of what has emanated from the National Communications Authority on the back of that subject matter. So, who has access to your Ghana card? Who has other SIM cards connected to your Ghana card that you do not know of? Today, we're going to be assessing that situation, and we're going to be asking you to share your stories with us, you to share if you have checked what your story is. If you have not checked yet, we're putting that number out, star 402 star 1 hash, star 402 star 1 hash for you to check and be sure. When you key in that, a text message will be sent to you in reply, and then you would get to know what the real situation is when it comes to your Ghana card and how many SIM cards have been attached to it. It is a concern for every one of us, and we have to check them out because guess what? It also borders on safety. And so if your Ghana card has been linked to other cards of which you are not aware, that could lead to quite a situation later on if any crime is committed in your name. And so that's the main matter we're delving into at this point. We'll be joined as the show goes on by a few guests, but for now, the number to call 0302 211 691. 0302 211 691. We'd love to hear from you on what your story is. That is what we're doing this morning. Now, I checked mine this morning, just this morning. I keyed in, and of course, you have to have your Ghana card on the ready when you are going to do this so that you can use the number, unless maybe you have saved a shot of it or you have the number available to you. You would have to key in, including the GHA part, the dashes, or the dashes would also have to come in as well. And when you key in everything, then you will get your message. We have Kojo joining the conversation. Hello? Hello, good morning. Hello? Can you hear me, Kojo? Well, I think we've lost Kojo, who was joining the conversation. But you can call 0302 211 691. Hello? Kojo, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you now.
Great, great. Good to have you on board. Have you already tried checking with that short code?
It was unfortunate. I lost my Ghana card.
Hey.
Yes, please.
You lost your Ghana card?
Yes, please, and I'm scared maybe someone might see somewhere used for something else without my notice.
Wow. Do you have, I mean, you're speaking to us on one phone. Do you have another phone? I would have loved it if you could, right now, check if you had another phone, because if you drop the line, obviously, reconnecting may be difficult. But if you have another phone with you, can you quickly check on that?
I have another phone here.
Okay, so let's conduct this exercise, Kojo, this morning.
Oh.
Just hold the line, keep interacting with me, but I want you to dial. Are you ready?
Yes, please, I'm following the steps.
Star 402
Star 402
star 1
Star.
hash.
1.
Okay, now you send that and it will give you some options. Have you seen the options?
It's still running.
Okay.
Yellow, kindly select an option. Check SIMs, and the 2 is cancelled.
Okay, but even before you proceed with 1, it just struck me. Do you have your Ghana card number? Did you have the number before you lost the card?
Nah, I didn't even take a picture or
Ah!
a copy of it, so I'm scared.
Then that is the issue. If you had the number at least, I thought you had the number available to you. It means, like I have done, I copied the number and stored it somewhere, just in case. It means,
Oh,
Kojo, this situation becomes a bit difficult. So you may then have to go to the NIA to work on, because they have your details. Of course, it may come at a
yes,
cost if they have to reprint it for you. But then you may have to go to your area or district branch of the NIA or go to the HQ to get your Ghana card back. And then after that, then you would probably be able to check whether whoever found your Ghana card details is using it for anything.
okay. Please,
Yeah.
can you give me a certain number which I can call the NI people on it?
I don't have a number available now that you can call, but I'm sure even if you went online, you'd be able to get some of those. I think moving on, we'll also get some of those and make them available to you so
Is
that
it
you
costly?
can.
Like, does it cost to replace the SIM?
You would be informed when you get there. I do not know the actual cost as of now, but I do
Yes.
know likely it will cost you something.
Oh, okay. But please, will I get it back?
Will you get your Ghana card back?
Yes, please.
Well, that card that is lost, wherever it is, it's gone. But your details, your biometric and other details are stored in the NIA system. So yes, they can reproduce a card for you with the same details you gave initially. But like what I'm sure of is that it would likely come at some cost.
Thank you. Thank you for your assistance this morning.
Thank you, Kojo.
Yeah.
Kojo Bonsu, calling in. It's a major matter of concern, and this morning we're looking into it because guess what? Fraud could be perpetrated in your name because your Ghana card bears all your details. And I think at a point, they also ask you for your date of birth, which is available. So it depends on what information is available there. Some people, if you lost, let's say, your wallet and you had your Ghana card in there together with other details so that the person could get access to your date of birth as well, then that could be a big problem in terms of SIM card registration. So if you've not checked yet, do run the check and let us know how many numbers are attached to your Ghana card and are they all numbers you have subscribed for. We have another call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Adam, you're calling from Ofinso.
Yeah. My problem is since 2nd August 2022. Yeah, since August 2022, I want, and I have a problem with my Ghana card. My Ghana card cannot pick a data, so I link my number to the what you call MTN. Last Friday, I went and get my Ghana card. I want for my SIM. They said my SIM government has taken it. So I can't believe it.
Wait, so in this instance, what you're trying to say is that you lost your Ghana card.
Yeah, no, not lost. My Ghana card cannot pick a data.
It doesn't have any data on it.
Yeah, on it, yes.
Okay, so each time you tried registering your SIM cards with it did not work.
So I link them. So last Friday, I got my Ghana card. I want them to collect my SIM back. They say my government has taken my SIM. So it has bothered me. I can't believe it.
Well, I think it is part of the SIM re-registration exercise. Recently, we were told about some 11 million SIMs had been deactivated. So I would suggest that you go to your service provider, right?
Yes.
Go to your service provider, explain the situation to them, and see what help they can offer or where they will tell you to go on this matter.
I went there last Friday. They said that government has taken my SIM. So I can't believe it. How can government take my SIM? They say I have to go back to the NIA. I went back to the NIA. NIA said I have to go back to collect my SIM. I wonder they said
you said the NIA told you what?
Pardon?
When you went to the NIA, what did they tell you?
NIA told me that they are not the one who gives me my SIM. So I have to go back to the MTN to collect my SIM. I went there, they say that the tailor says he can't give the SIM back to me. So I wonder.
Well, that is an interesting situation. A sort of ping
Yes,
pong.
but I want a Vodafone. Vodafone gives my SIM back to me. But MTN refused to give it to me.
Mm.
I use my SIM since 13 good years to me. So they want me to load the SIM. It bothered me a lot.
Right. So I would suggest that
Yes.
you go back to your service provider, the other one
Oh.
that didn't give you the SIM, and explain the situation to them, indicating that this other network had given you your number back, and see what happens from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. 0302-211-691 is the number to call. Today we've activated the phones early on this matter because it's all about you. We want to know if you have checked. So I checked this morning and I realized that the three numbers, though one is not actively being used, I have not used it in a while. The two others, in fact, all three that I registered are there. They exist. And that SIM card, the other number that I am not using at all for a while now, I still have the SIM card. So at least I can guarantee that no one else has access to it, or it's not someone else who has registered that number on my Ghana card. But how about you? Do you know for certain? *402*1# is the short code. We have, is it Mansuru? Mansuru.
Calling from Pung Katamansu.
Right, shoot, Mansuru.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Please, I've registered my Ghana card since 4th June 2019. Up to now, I haven't received my Ghana card. Anytime I go to the office, they told me that my everything is there, but they can't print my card for me. I don't know why. Since 2019, that was 4th June, we were the first people to register. And up to now, my Ghana card is not with me. So I'm having a problem with my SIM. Anytime I'm calling somebody, if the line will be going as if I'm flashing the person. And this my line that I used to call. I use it for 20 years now. I bought it 2003, that I bought this SIM. And up to now, anytime that I'm using the distance, because I didn't register, I didn't get access to my Ghana card, I can't register my SIM. So I always have a problem with my SIM. I don't know what is going on.
So these are some of the severe challenges in the system, because if you've never had access to your Ghana card in the first place, how do you even get to register or re-register
the problem now.
your SIM cards? But how long have you say since what, 2019, June?
Since 4th June 2019.
So now it's about printing the card for you, and that has simply not happened.
And that is the problem. Anytime that I rush, I go, and I'm not getting the access to the Ghana card. That is the problem that I have.
Have they been able to trace? And I understand you perfectly, because it was a similar situation with my own mom. It was only last year that when push came to shove, we're able to get her card for her. There was a bit about go to this district, go to this area, or go to LWAC and all of that, and a waste of everybody's time. In the end, we had to, call on some people and make some noise, so to speak, before it got to her. So
I don't know. That is what is happening to me, because anytime that I hear that I should go to LWAC or their head office, I'll go. And because of, they said my everything is in this system, I can't register anymore. And I don't have access to Ghana card.
It's a sad situation, Mansuru. But don't give up, because in this instance, the Communications and Digitization Ministry, the NCA, among others, they are going hard on this drive to ensure that everyone re-registers their SIM. So if you mean to protect your SIM cards, you will have to get that Ghana card. And
my brother, for how long? For 2019 till date. And I've been wasting my time. I can go and queue for at least 3-4 hours, and I will not get access to it.
Have you tried the option of maybe explaining to them that if that is the case, because you see the problem, I'm sure they are telling you that your details are in the system. You can't re-register with those same details. I don't know what the setup is, but if those details can be set aside for you to register again with different details, because you can't register twice. with the
Yes,
same details.
that
Those
is
are the
my
problems.
problem now.
And that is where I feel you should be heading towards with the NIA. If they have your details, can they print for you wherever the other card may have gone, or set that aside, have you register with your details and print? I mean, there must be some solution. So I suppose that's the way forward, Mr. Mansour, with the NIA. As for this, I'm not a technical person. I don't work with the NIA, but this is as far as I know they can do for you. And again, in terms of this SIM card re-registration exercise, though we are talking about who may have added certain numbers to your SIM or your Ghana card, I feel that the NIA, again, it comes down to you. Of course, if you don't have your Ghana card, which some people simply have not got, they've tried time without number, they've not been able to get it, how do you go ahead with the SIM re-registration exercise? In the first place, some people aren't even able to go past that hurdle to get their SIM cards re-registered. And some of these people, I'm sure, just as I am, my first SIM card I got, I think, in the early 2000s, maybe 2001. I've been using it till now. So imagine what would happen if I could not re-register that and people were trying to reach me. That would be disastrous. We have another caller on the line. Is it? Hello?
Yes.
Jerry, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where are you calling from, Jerry?
I am calling from Achimsechre, Eastern Region.
Where?
Eastern Region, Achimsechre.
Right. What are your concerns? Have you tried the short code, or what is your situation?
Yes, I tried the short code, and coincidentally, I have two networks. One said they couldn't process me, but the other processed. And I realized that instead of two linked cards, I'm talking about my MTN number and Vodafone, there was another Vodafone number that has been linked to my card that I do not know of. Then also even going through some comments on the Ministry of Information's Facebook page, somebody said he had 3 numbers, but about almost 15 to 20 numbers has been linked to that. And also, I wish to suggest that they say instead of we going to the service providers for us to be known and to be to make the complaints so that they could delink the unknown numbers, I think it should be the reverse. We should be given opportunity to the link. In fact, I gave my details of the Ghana card and other things for which reason I was able to get that information about the numbers that have been linked to me. So I can also sit remotely and delink. Else, if I am from where I am here in Secretary, I should travel to someplace else. But if there is no that comfortability for me to do that linking, people may not go there. And so it will make nonsense of the whole exercise we have done over the period, because many numbers may have been linked illegally. And what do you think about the essence of why we did this whole exercise? So I recommend that the short code should go ahead to give us opportunity to the link. And that is why I made this call this morning.
Thank you very much for calling in and sharing your thoughts with us. His major call that, holders of Ghana cards be allowed by themselves to delink phone numbers that they are not aware of or that they do not know. And he cites the bit about distance, for example, where he finds himself if he has to come all the way to Accra, supposedly, to deal with the situation. But there are district offices as well. There may be an outfit closer to you where you can do this. And of course, you also may not want the situation. It's a bit complicated when it comes to the technology, but you may not want a situation where someone may be able to link or delink, numbers from a given Ghana card, because then fraudsters may even be able to wipe their footprints when it comes to using someone's details, aligning it to any specific SIM card and whatever may happen. But one thing is certain with this conversation we're having this morning. It is clear that the problem goes beyond just linking or delinking numbers from a Ghana card. It boils down to access to the Ghana card in the first place. And the NIA, there still is trouble, brewing, fire on the mountain from the calls that we've had this morning. Still, some people cannot even access their Ghana cards, to talk of go through the SIM card re-registration process. That is a problem because people's phone numbers are being delinked or deactivated because they do not have the Ghana card. And of course, if you do not have the Ghana card, it means you've been, ruled out of the process. Now, for those who have gone through the process, who do have their Ghana cards, some of them are also complaining that, well, there are numbers that are strange, numbers that I do not know, numbers that I did not register that are, aligned to my Ghana card. We have Samuel joining the conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hi, Benjamin. Good morning.
Where are you calling from, Sam?
I'm calling from Spintex.
Spintex. Please speak up a bit for me. What is your situation? Have you checked?
Yes, I checked yesterday, and all my numbers have been linked to my Ghana card, so I'm good. But I know someone who went to the office to check to get another SIM, and she was told about her limit was due. She has reached the limit level. So they went in and someone has used her details to register extra 8 numbers. That's Vodafone. So they got them deactivated for her. The last caller, what he suggested, I think is one of the best options the communication we can come up with. So that instead of people going to the offices to go and queue, if they can come up with a short code, that can also help them to deactivate the numbers that are not DS but has been linked to their Ghana card remotely. I think it will really help fast track the system. And I recommend them, what they are doing is very good, so they should keep it up. It's a good system to sanitize our system and get rid of this process.
Thank you very much for calling in. So according to him, as you may have gathered, he has checked and his numbers are on board, just as mine. All 3 of my numbers are on board, though I'm using only 2 of them. And the other SIM I have with me, just for safety purposes. But he knows someone who has extra numbers, and that is where the devil is, in that detail. Because if you are unaware of it, something could be done in your name without you being the perpetrator. And if the consequences are to come, you will have a tough time proving that you did not engage in X, Y, or Z. That is criminal because someone may have attached the number to your Ghana card. But the question is, how is that even possible? Which is why we also ought to be very careful how we give access to our Ghana cards. I do know that in some instances, people have been tempted, even when transacting with mobile money, to give out their Ghana cards. Maybe you can mention the number to the person, but when you give it out, if the person takes a snapshot, you wouldn't know. And what other details the person may have about you, you never know. Of course, there is that requirement in there when you are checking to have your date of birth. But if the person has all the right details, and I don't know how they would go about the biometrics, but obviously people are registering their numbers, whether fraudulent or otherwise, on other people's Ghana cards. How they are doing it is not exactly clear, but it poses a threat to all of us. Imagine someone using your Ghana card, to register a SIM and then engaging in fraud. If you're caught in between in that crossfire, it could be very serious for you, looking at the consequences nowadays when it comes to crime on that level. So what is your situation? Do call in and share with me this morning, 0302-211-691. Isaac is on the line. Where are you, Isaac?
Yeah, I'm calling from Bolgatanga. Good morning.
Right, Ike from Bolga. What is your situation? Have you checked?
I checked on mine, and I think the numbers are intact. I have my numbers.
How many numbers?
Yeah, there are 3. I did them. 1 for myself, 2 for myself, and then 1 for my mother, because my mother couldn't have access to the Ghana card because the time they were registering it, she went and then her fingerprint couldn't work. They did all what they could, but she was not able to do it. So I used my card to register for her. So that is why I have 3 numbers.
So tell me, does she have a Ghana card now?
No, she did all work. Even the other time they asked her to go to the municipal assembly, and she did what all she could, but yet she couldn't get access to the Ghana card. So we went several times. They will tell us, go and come up to date. We have not gotten it. So yeah, and she's not the only person. A good number of them couldn't have access to the Ghana card as I'm talking to you. So other relatives have to chip in order for them to be able to register their SIM card. If not, it would have been very disastrous. So that is why. So, but concerning the register, I also have friends who experience similar problems like that. But one thing is that I'm not saying that the way we go to register our Ghana card, we also, as you said, we also have to be very, very careful because we don't know whom to trust. So if we go, and I remember in Bolgatanga, people are sitting on the street. When you bring your Ghana card in the name of MTN, they are working with MTN or they are MTN agents, then you send your card there and then they register your SIM card for you. And these people, how do we trust them? But if we all be able to go to the MTN offices, make sure we register our SIM cards there, will be better than going to the street. You see a guy sitting there now, he's working with the MTN, and for that matter, he's an agent of MTN, and then you give your card out. Why? You don't even know the person. After some few minutes, he has finished, you should go. Probably he might take your Ghana card number and also use it for a different purpose. So we have to be extra careful when we are registering our SIM cards too as well. So that is the little contribution I can also give for now.
Thank you so much, Ike, for calling from Bolga and sharing your thoughts on this matter. You can also call and do same. We've heard that for some people, up to 18 numbers have been linked to their Ghana cards. I'm talking about SIM cards linked to their Ghana cards, of which they may not have proper knowledge. Now, looking at the details from the final newspaper this morning, in terms of that risk that a person's SIM card data can be tagged with other numbers or his or her identity appropriated and used for illegal purposes. Of course, we know it comes with biometrics. So that is the safeguard. Now, every individual with a phone who has a Ghana card already has his or her biometrics captured by the NIA and stored in the National Identity Register, connected to the automated biometric identification system. Now, in terms of reducing fraud, the NIA platform, if deployed, would verify and authenticate the data of all customers without human intervention or involvement in real time, thereby reducing fraud drastically. In this way, it would be almost impossible for identity fraudsters to use the Ghana cards of other people to register multiple SIM cards. And this also confirms a market survey conducted by the Consumer Protection Agency, which discovered that some individuals were, quote, and that is why we have to be careful, selling SIM cards that had been pre-registered. So sometimes you go to the Kwame Nkrumah Circle area, Accra, and other places, and people tell you, oh, this SIM card has been re-registered or pre-registered, and you can just go ahead with it. They are selling them for 10 CDs, 20 CDs, and the rest. Be cautious. You could actually be getting this with someone else's data. We have Beatrice on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Did I get the name right? What's your name?
Vincent.
Oh, Vincent. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry I murdered your name. Where are you calling from, Vincent?
Calling from Accra. Accra Central.
Right.
My wife just checked her phone yesterday evening.
Okay.
And Tigo, HL Tigo, she don't even use Tigo line. But 7 Tigo lines has been linked to my wife's ID card. I tried calling one of the lines this morning when I was calling you. The person picked, and I asked her whether she has registered the line with her national ID card. Formally, she said yes. Then I asked her we switch ID card. Later she said, oh no, the number has been registered and sold to her. So I don't understand what is going on. 7 Tigo lines. Meanwhile, she's not using Tigo.
That's interesting.
Yes, recent.
That is very interesting, and that's of course a very worrying situation. So what are you going to do about it? What's the next step for you?
I'm just telling her I want her to send it to Tigo office for them to deactivate all those lines. And the number, when you look at the number, they are in sequence. Maybe from 30, the last number is 30, 31. The same number, 32, 33, following now up to 7 of the numbers. Meaning she's having 11 numbers on her Ghana card. Meanwhile, 3 belongs to her. But the rest 7 Tigo lines, she's not using Tigo lines.
Well, you would definitely have to pursue that, because obviously it's a very worrying situation, and you don't want anything to be done in your wife's name and aligned to her. But thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, I'm very grateful.
We're grateful to you too that you took the time to call. Interestingly, when you look in the Finder newspaper this morning, you would realize a number of people were spoken to who also had details to share. One of them, Muftau Nabila Abdullahi, who says, checked my details and realized this Vodafone Ghana number had been registered with my Ghana card. Quite shocking, eh? I called the number and it was switched off. Interestingly. So who registered this number? How? Especially without the biometrics. And it's a bit convoluted, really. There's also Kwame Nkrumah Jr. who says, and now all the networks are coming in. Airtel Tigo has used my Ghana card to register 2 other people I'm not privy to. That's what is quoted here. But of course, the network didn't do that, so to speak. Some people found a way of doing that. 2 numbers Airtel Tigo used my Ghana card to register for. Try sending Momo and my name pops up. Okay, I registered it at Kaswa Tigo office. So I think some of these registration points ought to be careful as well. Like I've said, don't go for those pre-registered cards. They are registered in someone's name. Peggy Ama in Donko says, I just checked. Looks like I have 1 more number against my name. I need to check with the service provider. And then Muhammad Mutala said, I just checked too. I have 1 unknown Vodafone number linked to my Ghana card. There are a few more here, but how about you? What is your story? 0302-211-691. Is it Hassan? Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
I can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hassan from Tamale.
Hassan from Tamale.
Yes.
Right. Have you been able to check?
Yes, I was able to check. That was yesterday. And
what did you get?
My ID was linked to 1 Airtel number, which the number I don't know. So my problem now is the verification that we were taking.
Right.
How will what is the name? How are they managing to get this and what are they calling it? How are they managing to do the verification without the person in there?
So without your details, how are they able to do it?
To do the verification there.
Because if you're going to re-register your SIM card, they will take your biometric details.
Okay.
So if those people don't have it, how are they able to register a number on your Ghana card, right?
Yes.
That is the curious part. And it is a wonder. Some of these details might have to be accessible to these people who are doing this for them to be able to do that. There's no other explanation. I don't see how they could do it, unless maybe the data is also available for them to steal, which we are told is not possible.
Especially the Airtel Tigo. All of my friends, they are having the same problem. Especially the Airtel Tigo. They have to investigate on that, that network provider.
Right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I have an Airtel Tigo number, though, that I ported from MTN a long time ago. I think this must have been around 2011 or 2012. I did check. It was there, though. I mean, there's no additional number for me. So other people's experiences may be different, but I'm just saying, since that network has come to the fore. I see a message here where the person says, you want to know the short code again. Let me just, so Farouk Umar, you say, please, the code again. It is star 402 star 1 hash. Star 402 star 1 hash. Or if you like, asterisk 402 asterisk 1 hash. And then you can get the details when you press 1 after it comes. Is it Morgan?
Yes, Morgan.
Good morning. Where are you calling from, Morgan?
Good morning. I'm calling from Tema.
Tema. What has been your experience? Have you checked?
I've not checked, but actually I'm trying to see a little bit about my knowledge about what is going on.
You're trying to
tell my small knowledge I have about what is going on.
Okay, so the basic bit we know now is that the NCA has actually come out talking about the fact that some people are checking with the code star 402 star 1 hash.
I'm really aware of all that, but what I'm trying to say is like when you take your Ghana card to go and re-register, they just pick up your Ghana card number and they save it for themselves. The people registering. Then later on, they register another number and they sell it for people, especially these foreigners.
So that,
use.
What you're saying, I get you. You're saying that maybe when you go to some of these points to register, those who are registering you on behalf of the telcos may keep some of this data, retain the data, and sell it to other people who use the same data.
That's exactly how it got to spread.
Well, that is a possibility, but it's not something that we can individually or as a group confirm from here because we do not have that proof. But what we do know is that if people are able to register numbers that do not belong to, say, you on your Ghana card, then it means they must have had access to your data. That is clear. But how the people are getting the data, we do not know.
That is one of the examples I'm giving you now. When you go register it, you just keep your Ghana card number. Usually when you use this roadside people, so they just keep your Ghana card number, then they just use it to register another card, another number which you have no idea of, then they just sell it out to people. And the other ones, I don't have any idea, but what I'm having an idea of is what I'm actually talking about. And moreover, it's this foreigners that is causing this whole thing. That is my best of knowledge, because they don't have access to any Ghana card, so they can't get any number to make calls. So they are automatically buying it from these people to use.
My curiosity is how they can get your biometric data, or you're saying, at least because those people have registered you, they have access to your biometric data, and then they can use it for other things. I don't know about the possibility of that, but thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
You're welcome.
Whichever way, people are getting the data, and people are registering other SIMs in the name of other people. If you're unfortunate to have someone who is a criminal and who is engaging maybe in SIM box fraud, for example, or something that is illicit, and that person does it with that number, which is tied to your Ghana card, then nawa for you. It means wahala don't come. Well, Nana Ama Educhumwa Morosa says in the final newspaper, my Vodafone number has been registered for 2 other lines. Or you mean your Ghana card has also been registered for 2 other numbers. Oswell Kwashi says, extra Vodafone numbers have been registered in my name, of which I have no idea. The numbers aren't mine. I'm struggling to understand how my Ghana card, which is safely in my custody, was used to register those SIMs incredibly. And that's the question many people are asking. I mean, for those who have up to about 18 numbers registered, how is that even possible? We have,
Hello?
Is it Emmanuel?
Yes, madam. Yes, please, sir. Good morning.
Right. Good morning. Where are you calling from?
Kumasi.
Kumasi. Right.
Yeah.
What is your take on all of this?
My problem is the code for checking.
Yes.
If I check, they say I should ID code or ID. So what is the ID? They ask me for.
So it's your Ghana card number.
Ghana card number.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. You'll need your Ghana card number. And I see someone has also put the code on our live platform, but it should be *402 *1#, and then you can just proceed easily from there. We're not taking any more calls for now. I'll just go through some of the other concerns in the final newspaper from people they interacted with as we get ready to cap off the conversation. Moses Babelduo says, I've checked, but one number beat with day inside where it no be my own. I try calling the person, the number is off. That's what he says. Princess Law says, this SIM registration, dear, hey, I don't use Airtel Tigo. How come my Ghana card was used to register that number, the matter chop hot? So she doesn't even use that network yet. She has a number from that network attached to her Ghana card. Saliu says, I just checked mine. Fortunately, I have three. Unfortunately, you say, I have three other numbers, Vodafone, which are not mine, linked to my card. I think the authorities at Vodafone and, of course, Airtel, Tigo, MTN, all the networks actually should be checking this out. But I see a trend with some telcos' names featuring a lot more than others. I feel that should be checked. Da Costa Boache says, after using the short code, these are the numbers registered with my Ghana card. In this case, 18 different numbers have been linked to his Ghana card, though he uses only one MTN and two Vodafone SIM cards. So that is the situation, fellow Ghanaians. Check if you haven't. *402 *1#. If you've not checked, that's the short code. Check. Be sure. And if there is anything that is a discrepancy, anything that you feel is odd, well, go to the right authorities and get them checked before crime is committed in your name. This is how we cap off the conversation on this bit, but be sure that as there are further developments on it, we'll bring you the scoop on that. But stay with us because still to come, we're going to be engaging with the Ghana National Fire Service on the back of celebrating workers. But even before that, the wages situation comes to the fore. The Ghana Water Company Limited is saying there's going to be a spillage soon. But how ready are members of that community, the catchment area, Titegu, among others, for the spillage? We'll bring you that on Citizens Microphone on the AM show. Do stay.